it's me you die. Rely on yourself in a way. Believe.
Good morning, everybody. Pardon the attire. It is a warm over fashion today. It is nasty cold over here. It was 18 degrees outside. I don't know how y'all people like winter. If you're one of them people that like winter, I'm gonna tell you now, we can't really be friends. Like we can't be friends. You have something innately wrong with you. There's something mentally unstable about you, and don't come to my house. I don't know if I want to be like associated with y'all if y'all like winter. Like I really don't. I don't understand you. Like something wrong. Something is something wrong with you. I'm sorry, but something wrong with you. I know God don't make mistakes, but we all can follow sin. And some of y'all that like winter, you must love sin. You got to be like you probably one of them born again sinners. I don't know, man. I don't know. Oh, bro, it's different. Whew. I tell you, that winter thing. No, fam, it ain't for I. It ain't for I at all. It ain't for I. It is. It ain't for I. It ain't for I. No. Anyway, I escalated my schedule because tomorrow I'm moving a piano. So in the morning I can't be on. So I'll be helping my guy do some piano moving in the morning. So I won't be available. So what I was gonna do Friday, I'm gonna do today. Um, just FYI. Um, I came across this prophecy. I look. I'm not the one that calls it that. This is the one that he said it. Um, maybe y'all can help me understand something. Okay, I'm gonna call myself silly. I'm gonna call myself slow. I'm gonna call myself unaware. Where do these prophets come from? Now, you guys might know this particular one. He's the one that says he predicted President Trump's uh, attempted assassination. That's what he said. He said he predicted it, and that's where he got his claim to fame, and that's where he blew up. Now, when you see him, you might have thought, well, maybe he blew up in a different way by too much food, but I digress. He blew up on the internet. The weird thing is when I've seen prophecies in the Bible, they don't come vague. Like you know what I mean? Like they don't start saying something and then stop midway and then try and say, well, I can't say this part and I can't say that part. Like there was, if this, it's something it said, right? Apparently Brandon Biggs is different. So I want you to listen to him. Anyway, I really am at a loss for words with this one. Enjoy.
God is so good. Don't you just love nature? Yeah. I. All right. Let's see here. Well, we just came from Victory Church in Tulsa, and we went to see John Bevere with my family, and you know all y'all.
First problem. That's your first problem. That tells me a lot about you right off y'all, we covered John before. We have covered John Bevere before here. Plenty of people have covered John Bevere before. That's his first issue. It's going to get much more clear.
On the way to the church today, the Lord showed me that massive revival of again. And he spoke to me about being hungry. And he said, Brandon, he said, never lose your hunger for what's coming. He said, you must remain hungry. Keep yourself stirred up for what's coming.
You know, God said so. God said it, y'all. And if God said it, it's true. Here we go.
Be being filled with the Holy Spirit. And it's like, it's so vital to go and get in those rivers whenever you have a speaker come to your church like that. I mean,
Did you guys notice? I'm going to bring it up. You noticed something he said or didn't say or try to say and stop saying? I'm going to back it up so you can hear it real quick. And you tell me if the prophecy kind of changed mid conversation. Tell me if he backtrack on what he was about to say. But listen carefully, okay? Listen.
went to see John Bevere with my family, and you know, all y'all, I on the way to the church today, the Lord showed me that massive revival of again. And he spoke to me about being hungry. And he said, Brandon, he said, never lose your hunger.
What massive revival? Is it just you? Or is there a mass revival coming to everybody? Or you notice he said there's going to be a mass revival, and then all of a sudden he just went to him. No one else, just him. God talked about a mass revival, but only say you stay hungry. I'm not going to be nice. I'm sorry that people might think this is rude, but I'm not going to be nice. I don't think Brandon has a problem being hungry. From the looks of things, it does not seem that Brandon has an issue being hungry. I think Brandon enjoys himself satiating hunger. And God told him to stay hungry. Meanwhile, you satiated hunger. I would say, Brandon, stick to one prophecy. And this is the first one I'd ask you to do. Your body is a temple. All right. Your body, this is biblical. Your body is a temple. Maybe kick out all of the people selling stuff in your body. They don't need to be coming in there selling candy and Milky Ways and all that stuff. Cleanse the temple, please, Brandon. Then maybe people might listen to you. You know, keep the temple holy. And I don't mean like donuts. Okay. Those have holes in them, but they're not holy. Okay. Just trying to help you out. It is. Hey, look, you see, I'm not doing this. You see? You got me there. You, Diane, you got me. You got you got me good. You got me real good. I was not expecting that one. Oh man. She said that's a large temple. Whoo! Oh lordy. Oh, if that temple fell apart, it'll take more than a few days to put back together. I tell you what. Oh, thank you. I needed that. I needed that so badly. I needed that. Thank you. Oh. I'm clipping that one. I'm clipping that. I'm clipping that. Okay, I'm telling you, I'm clipping that. Anyway, continue, Brandon.
For what's coming. He said, you must remain hungry. Keep yourself stirred up for what's coming. Be being filled with the Holy Spirit. And it's like, it's so vital to go and get in those rivers whenever you have a speaker come to your church like that. I mean, I've never visited Victory at Tulsa. We've always went over to Collinsville. But when I was going over there, the Lord showed me the caps of the wells again and the great revival. And he spoke to me and he said, Brandon, I'm going to use this church. He's looking for people who will just say yes.
Can anybody, just doesn't matter who, show me in the Bible where it spoke about in the last days there will be a great revival? Anyone, please show me where it says that God said there was going to be a grand revival and that he's going to use one very specific church to do so. And why is it that it's always an American church? How come all these prophets that popping up, they're over here and a random few in Africa?
He's looking for people because he said, Brandon, I'm running out of time.
What? God told him God's running out of time? Hold up. Wait a minute. Something that God is running out of time? You have to say that again. You have to say that again because I don't think you said what I think you said. There's no way you could have said that.
He's looking for people who will just say yes. He's looking for people because he said, Brandon, I'm running out of time.
Can anybody tell me how God runs out of time? No, please, come on now. We got the laughs out the way. Please tell me how God running out of time. How, Sway? How is God, the God, infinite God, no time, no beginning, no end, running out of time? You see, Brandon, if I were you, I'm going to be honest with you, bro. I'm going to be honest with you. Shut up. Please stop talking. Go get some health counseling. Lose some weight. Shut your mind off and stop lying. Those are my pieces of advice to you. Just shut up, bro. Shut up. Shut all the way up. You are a heretic on the highest level. Shut up. Just shut up. God's running out of time. The God that says he's allotted a certain type of everybody. The God that says he knows the beginning from the end. The God that says a day is like 1,000 years, 1,000 years is like a day. He gonna run out of time?
There's so many ministers right now that he's tugging at their hearts. He's tugging at their heartstrings, saying, will you be a vessel that
If they are ministers, if they are already ministers, how are they not a vessel already? Hear me out, Brandon. If they are ministers, how, if you're a minister and you're not a vessel, you shouldn't be a minister. I okay, I'm gonna have you he has to, I'm letting him continue.
that used to walk in the healing movement and the revival and all the things that happened back then. It was the same thing. I'm telling you, they barely touched a thimble full of what God's about to do in these end times. We will finish this up. And he has called you for such a time as this. He saved the best for last. That's what you show me. Brandon, I've saved the best for last.
Actually, he already sent his best. Brandon, his best already showed up. I don't know how you missed this, but his best already showed up, and his best did exactly what was necessary to save us. Yeah, that's him. That's that guy.
And right now, he said, I'm tugging at the people's hearts to see who is for me.
Okay, which one is he doing? People or the ministers? Make up your mind. Is he tugging at them, or he's tugging at everybody's hearts? And just say everybody. He's tugging at the people's hearts to see from. He's tugging at the ministers' hearts to be a vessel.
Who will go and preach this into the nations, and who will go and preach the gospel to this final generation?
I hate to break this to you. That's every believer. That's all of our jobs. The crazy part about these prophetic words he's going to give you is he's not even sure what he's got to say. Now, mind you, God visited him. I want to put some things into perspective here for people. God visited him. You remember when God sent Moses? Do you remember when he did that? He gave Moses everything he had to say. Do you remember Moses wasn't a verbose person? That's what Moses admitted this. I'm not a man of great speech. I don't know what you want me to say, but God told him to go. No stuttering, no missing words. Moses just went. He just went, right? Because God gave him utterance. Here you are saying that God came to you to tell you what to say, and you can't get the words out, bro.
Will you be one that helps him? And he said, fan the flame of hunger. Never lose the hunger for me. Keep me priority in your life. And I just want to encourage you all to be excited about what God is about to do in this end time army and people of this, the harvesters, the final generation. Diana and I, we can see it. It's like Diana and we both felt it. And I said, my goodness, didn't you, babe?
Yes.
Yep.
It's amazing.
Mm.
Yes.
The people and how hungry they are.
Yes.
The people and the hunger they are. Yes, 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 yes. Have a Snickers. I'm just saying, don't be hangry. Be hangry and sin not. Have a Snickers, Brandon. Because if you can lie on God, then I can ridicule you. This is my hey, y'all can hate it if you want. Y'all can unsubscribe and all that stuff and virtue signal all you want. I'm gonna say it. There are tons of things I'll go after people for. Yeah. And I may sometimes, if you come at me first, I'll come at you second. However, when you decide to lie on God, you are fair game to me. You no. You fair game. You see, like how Mark Rogers lied on God, and he lies on God all the time. God told me this, and God told me that, and then I gotta apologize for God, and God it. Well, maybe God got it wrong. I got it wrong because I didn't hear God. When people do that, I'm gonna call you exactly what you are—a fool. I'm gonna call you what you are: a blooming fool, a blasphemous, disgusting fool. That's what I'm gonna call you. When you lie on God, that's what you are. I'm not gonna parse my speech for you. If you feel the need to be that stupid and blasphemous, I'm gonna help you see the error of your ways. I'm gonna call you what you are, bro. I'm not pulling no punches for nobody. I'm not here to have no conversation with you. I'm calling you what you is, a fool. Y'all can get mad all you want. But if you just want people to ridicule your God, then feel free to do that. But it ain't gonna be here. It's not gonna be here. It's not gonna be here. It's not gonna be here.
And I really
No,
believe
tangibly.
and I really believe, with the Oral Roberts University being there and how hungry those kids are. You could see them there. Oh, Megan's saying that.
Oral Roberts too, huh? He's just going for all the big names.
In the to-go box. Well, Bill Johnson is going to be there tonight, and
Bill Johnson. Look, all the heavy hitters of heresy are there. HHH, heavy hitters of heresy. He got the Triple H going on right now. He is hanging out with the Triple H's, the heavy hitters of heresy. I should make a t-shirt, and I'll put Brandon's face there, and I'll put all them names that he put, and I'm going to put HHH, the heavy hitters of heresy. Now, he probably is the heaviest of the hitters. I'm going to say this. Brandon is the heaviest of the hitters, but not because of his reach, just because of his weight. He is the heaviest of the hitters.
he's going to be preaching, and I've never heard him live before. So we're going to go listen to
Old Wells.
Yeah, the Old Wells. So Bill Johnson's coming, and he's going to preach 3 services, I believe. Right? Is what they said. And I've never heard him live before. So I thought, well, let's go and check it out. So we're going to go check that out and be a part of that and listen to him. I guess he has Bethel Church out in California. And
yeah, act like you don't know who Bill Johnson is. Act like you don't know who that is. I wouldn't name my son that. I'll tell you that now. I would not name my son that. You're not. Hey, Chris, you ain't the only one, but I would never. I'm sorry. That.
I'm just hungry for y'all. I'm just hungry. I know what I've seen about the plague and the things that the Lord has told me about it.
The Lord told you about plagues. Okay, so let me ask you. Did the Lord refer you to Revelation? Did the Lord ever refer you to his word where he mentions a bunch of this stuff in Revelation? No, not once. These are some other plagues that so-called God is talking to you. Interesting.
And I made a video on it, but I haven't released it. The Lord
Okay, hear me out. Why? You made a video to warn people about plagues and you haven't released it yet. Okay.
Lord showed me more about this. I had an open-eyed vision about 4 days ago, and he showed me a lot more about the plague coming. He showed me dates. He showed me a lot of. So I'm just keeping that to myself right now. Just pray.
You know, I just love it when God gives somebody a prophecy and said, hold on to that real quick. We don't need to be telling nobody about that yet. But make sure you tell them you have it, but don't tell them what it is yet. Tell them you have this prophecy, but don't tell them the prophecy. So God's in the business of these reveals, a reveal party? Is that what he's got? What, like a gender reveal or something? Now, I want to get, Brandon, I want to get this 100% right. You trying to tell me you have dates, times, events of catastrophic plagues, and God told you them, and you decided you just gonna sit on them for now. Trust me, Brandon, if you sat on something, we would not be able to recognize it after. Trust me, I have an endless supply of fat jokes. If y'all can't handle it, then you're probably on his side, and I really don't care. You gonna just sit on it? So and so, I was looking at her face and thinking, how am I married to this fool? Her face is telling me, how in the world? It's good money. Just remind yourself, I'm getting that Versace purse. I have the nice car. You check out the leather on the seat, by the way. I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to take a guess. That car looks to be a SUV-ish kind of thing, right? I'm going to say it's a Lincoln. I'm going to say that's a Lincoln. He got the prime leather on that seat, double headrest, maximum leg room in the back, a third row of seats. That is a Lincoln. And I'm telling, that's probably a new, probably a Bentley, but it's spendy. It's spendy. So it's okay. You saw the steering wheel. I didn't catch the steering wheel. BMW. Spendy.
Praying over it before, because I don't want to be hasty in releasing something.
Bro. Okay, I'm gonna hear that again in full, because you just lied on God again. Here we go.
And he showed me a lot more about the plague coming. He showed me dates. He showed me a lot of. So I'm just keeping that to myself right now, just praying over it.
So God showed it to you. God himself showed it to you. I want people to understand what he said. God, the God, showed it to him. And then you say you're going to sit on it and pray about it. God told you. You said God said this. This is why I do not hold my punches for clowns like this. Y'all can get mad at me all you want, but when monkeys like this talk, I have to call them what they are. When stupid people like this fool speaks, I have to say something, and I have to be just as violent with my words as I can be. You are trying to convince me that the God of the universe spoke to you about an event that he knows is coming and related to you. Dates and events. And you need to sit on it, think about it, and pray over it. You got to go back and talk to God about something God already told you that was coming. Because you don't want to jump the gun? I thought God was running out of time. If God is running out of time, how are you wasting his time by sitting on a prophecy he gave you? How? Bruh.
Before, because I don't want to be hasty in releasing something just because you see it. It's like, okay, I'm seeing this, and so what do I do with it?
If God has showed it to you, what do you think you're supposed to do with it? That's just as stupid as Marcus Rogers saying, I went to Daystar because God said it wasn't a divine appointment. Then you come back to apologize for it, take your videos down like an absolute fool because you know you lied on God. Then you're running all over God's internet to talk about other people that call you out on your crap. You don't want nobody talking about the fact that you were probably responsible for the death of a man. You've been through and ran through how many women I don't know, and don't want to fess up that you're the problem, Mr. Rogers. God's running out of time. But here you are sitting on one of his prophecies that is time sensitive. Make that make sense. God is running out of time. God came to you to say there's a great revival, stay hungry, and you don't want to feed his sheep. He gave you food for them, and you starving his people while telling them to stay hungry. My goodness.
Used to, I would just release it so quickly, but now I'm like, you know what? Because of how the platform has grown, I just think it's wisdom to pray over things a lot more, and just don't be so quick to do things, right?
Yes.
That's what we've.
I want to put this into perspective for people. Let me calm down. Let me calm down. I want to put this into perspective. And I explain to you why I'm so angry at what's taking place. God is not a man that he should lie, right? Right? I just want to make sure that's in the book. God is not a man that he should lie, neither the son of man that he should repent. Hath he said, and shall he not do it? Hath he spoken, and shall he not make it good? I want to put into perspective what Brandon is doing. And I want to put into perspective why I am the way I am about him and many like him. In essence, it is more than just blasphemy. It is saying about God that he does indeed lie. Now, answer me this. Who is the father of lies? Please tell me who the father of lies is. Anyone. Okay? So Satan's the father of lies. So if God lies, who is he following? If God lies, who is God following? I'm going to put this into a bigger perspective. He is saying that Satan is the top dog here. In essence, and not even in essence, directly what he's saying is that since God is lying, God must serve Satan, which means Satan won in his world. Because if you don't want to jump the gun by a prophecy God gave you, one of two things must be true. God didn't give it to you, or you're saying that God is lying about the prophecy.
Made our decision to just really praying over thing and just, but right now he said, fan the flame.
Fan the flame. Keep the clickbait going. Fan the flame. Keep lying to people. Fan that flame.
Go on YouTube and fan the flame. Get people excited about what's coming.
What? Okay, so what's coming? Oh, that's right. You can't tell us because you're sitting on it. Tell the people what's coming, but don't tell them what's coming because you got to sit on it and pray about it. But make sure you fan the flame and tell them what's coming without telling them what's coming. You know, I was right. You are a fool. You're a blithering idiot. If you ran as much as your mouth did, you wouldn't be this large. Heck, if you walked as much as your mouth ran, you wouldn't be this large. And you wouldn't have this kind of time to waste. So now prophecy has become maybes. Prophecies has become, I might tell you, I might not tell you. Prophecies have now become, I got something, but I ain't going to tell you just yet. It's a surprise. Oh, didn't I tell you? No, I'm sitting on it real quick because I don't feel like, don't worry, but God is running out of time. I'm just holding on to this until he's really out of time because that's why he needs me. He needs me to drop this at the last second. Yeah, I'm a hold on to it, people, because you know you can't be too hasty. It used to be when my platform was small, I would just say stuff. Now that I'm a big platform, I can't just say stuff because more people will notice I'm lying. I can't just be dropping stuff willy-nilly that God tell me. Who does that?
A major harvest of souls. Y'all look at all the things in the first, not even the first week of Trump being in office, all the change that is happening. Isn't it been amazing, Diana? I mean, we talked about it. I said he's done more in the first week of his presidency than Joe Biden did his whole 4 years.
I don't see what that has to do with the prophecy you have. I don't see what that has to do with the plagues. Hear me out, Brandon. Hear me out. Wouldn't it behoove you, and possibly the God that you got, the God you say you got, listen carefully. Wouldn't it behoove you to use this time that we have these next 4 years, when we don't have a certain type of persecution going on, where we have at least a little reprieve? Wouldn't it behoove you to drop your prophecy now so we can prep? Now, I have no doubt that things are going to be nice. I like where things are going. I do. Politically, love it so far. That has nothing to do with the so-called plagues you talked about, though. If plagues are coming, wouldn't now be the time to drop them so we have time, at least 4 years, to get right? Wouldn't you? Lordy, lordy, lordy. Look. Anyway, here comes his real prophecy now. This one he's gonna drop on you. Ready? This one he's gonna drop on you heavy.
I believe
Yeah.
we will see in the days ahead a great acceleration of Turkey helping out Syria. I believe we will see a great, the Lord, I'll tell you all this.
It just came to mind. Something just came to mind. I think that's might have been what happened. You heard the word turkey and it's like food. No, focus. We're not talking sandwiches here. We ain't talking. We're not turkey sandwich. Not a turkey sandwich. We're talking something else. Oh, that's what I was talking about. Just wait. He's talking about Turkey and Syria, right? Wait for it.
When I was praying, the Lord showed me that the Temple Mount, the third temple in Jerusalem, is about to get rebuilt.
Oh. But Brandon, you said I believe. Which means you think that Turkey is going to be helping out Syria. That's what you believed. And then all of a sudden you remembered that God told you something. You remember that God told you the third temple was going to get built. Hey, man, look. Now, hear me out. Remember, at the beginning, he said, God is running out of what? Time, right? Listen to me again. He said it. God is running out of time. Remember, he said this, that God told him, I'm running out of time. Brandon, I'm running out of time. Okay? That's what he said. Listen to the next line.
Is about to be built, not rebuilt, but be built. The third temple is about to be built. And the Lord showed me that Trump will have a major part in bringing forth the peace accord with Saudi Arabia and these other nations, and that we will see the third temple be built in a short amount of time. I'm not
Hold on.
going to tell you when, but I'm telling you it's coming.
Oh, you're not going to tell us when. You're just going to tell me it's coming. You know, okay. Y'all ever heard about the Abraham Accords? Any of you heard about the Abraham Accords? Just a quick question. Any of you heard about the Abraham Accords? The Abraham Accords happened in 2020. He's acting as though Trump has to come in and have a new peace agreement with anybody. It's already signed. It's already signed. This tells me, Brandon, that you don't know what you're talking about. First off, so in 2020, there was a agreement signed. Okay, and this was a declaration of a peace treaty between Israel and many other Arab states in 2020. But he believes somehow there's going to be another to usher in this third time. But he won't tell you when. You only really have 4 years to figure this out, Brandon. Just so you know, there's only a gap of 4 years left. After that, Trump can't sign nothing with nobody. After that, he will be a civilian. Once he's a civilian, he cannot bring anything to you. He can't bring no peace agreements overseas, nothing. That would be a violation. He can't do that. So your prophecy of the temple has to start within the next 4 years. But you're not telling us when.
With Saudi Arabia and these other nations, and that we will see the third temple be built in a short amount of time. I'm not going to tell you when, but I'm telling you it's coming.
Because it's coming. Okay, guys, I'm going to prophesy right now. Ready for my prophecy? Hold on. I just got it. I'm not saying who I got it from. I just got it, though. Rain is going to fall, and it's going to fall heavy. It's going to be so much rain. I can't tell you when. I don't know. I don't know what state, but I know rain is going to fall heavy. It's going to be so much rain. It's going to be wet rain too. Trust me, it's wet, heavy rain, and it's coming. And I don't know when. I'm just telling you it will come, and it's going to come straight down. It's not going to go up. It's going to come down. I have a second prophecy. It will be 5 o'clock somewhere, and somebody going to be drinking. Look, I'm telling you, That's what I heard. Wet rain. Wet rain. My prophecy already happened. My prophecy already happened. I didn't even have to give a time frame. It just happened. Look at that. All morning. I told you it'd be heavy rain. Is it wet, Joyce? If it's wet, I'm a prophet. If it's wet, I'm a prophet. Now, for my prophecy, please send me a couple $1,000,000. Okay. That's all I'm requesting is just a couple million. Because with this kind of prophecy that I got to build me a big old building and it's going to cost me some money. Okay. So it's going to cost me money. So I need you. I need you to send me, because God said, I mean, he already gave me a prophecy. And so send me the money. Dang it. Well, at least one came through. It's raining. Come on.
And so get ready, get ready, get ready. Because we're seeing something that has to happen so that the Lord Jesus Christ is coming back. And so I hope you all are excited about it.
So you know when he's coming back now. You know, all jokes aside, there are many that listen to him. Many. Oh, trust me. I know. I know. I know. I will tell you this about Marcus Rogers. The man knows how to scam. Look, this boy, he's good. He is good. I mean, good. You got, look, I will give props to where props is due. I have seen some grifts before, but Marcus has it down pat, man. Look, he has a well-oiled machine. A well-oiled machine. He can lure you in with the music. And when he does his so-called preaching, the man has fervor and he preaches just like them hooping and hollering people. He gets everything from God himself. The man's got he's got a good grift going on. The unfortunate thing for him, he's grifting in the very wrong thing that could get him blazed up at the end. But I ain't trying to intervene in his life. People have been telling him and warning him for forever. If he don't want to listen, let him feel it. I ain't got no worries about that. I couldn't care less. Let him do what he got to do. He is without excuse. He wants to continue lying on God. Let him continue lying on God. He wants to say God sent him to do something. Let him continue saying that. That's up to him. I just know that in that day, he's going to have one heck of a question put to him, and he's going to have some answers to give. Straight off the top, he is not qualified to be in the position he's in as a preacher. So I don't know how he managed to have a church. I don't even know how he did that one. He definitely not beyond reproach. So I don't know how he pulled that one off. And I mean from anyone, people that go to church or people that don't go, he's not above that. And he definitely hasn't been the kind of person that needs to be in that position based on his prior marriages. He needed to sit down and shut all the way up is what he needs to do. That's what he needs to do. That would be the best course of action for that bald-headed brother. It seems to be like it's a. I understand the power that comes with it, and it's addictive, and it makes you feel invincible. I can see it. There ain't no more warning for these people. There's no more. I'm not issuing another warning for none of them. I'm not asking them to do nothing anymore. They know exactly what is right, and they choose not to do it because they enjoy the grift too much. People like Brandon enjoy the lie. They enjoy saying God told this and God said this and God said that and God, and it ain't got nothing to do with him. Nothing. The problem is this: they are making God out to be a heinous actor in this thing. He lies. He has to pull back his word. He won't tell you what the word is. He's changing his word based on his original word. And if people who are saying they're believers don't see the problem with that, I, I don't know how to help you with that one. That to me is crazy. That is crazy to me. That you could feel so comfortable in a lie that you would then take that, hear me out, you would then take that lie and blame it on God. Like, really? You running with a lie. You know you didn't hear from God. You know full well you never, God ain't talked to you. Not one time did he talk to you. But you out here telling people stuff and then turning around and saying, God told me that. God hasn't had to go back on his word ever. Not not a single time has he ever had to recant. But these two clowns, Brandon and Marcus, are happy to lie all the time on God and say they're just the holiest men on earth. And if you disagree with them, you don't have the Holy Spirit. When you call them on their blasphemy and their stupidity, you the bad guy. Just the other day, Marcus went on another podcast to talk about another channel, K-Dub, All Things Theology, because he don't like what K-Dub had to say about him. He don't like nobody talking bad about him because it cuts into his grift. It stifles the money. That money got to flow. That money's got to flow. Got to keep them that cash coming in. You got to keep the cash coming in. If you don't keep that money, you ain't gonna get nowhere. You gotta have that funds, man. Those funds gotta keep flowing. Can you imagine not having the money that you say you want the whole time, all the time, every day, all day? Let me show you something real quick. For somebody, and this is my last part of this thing, okay? When it was 2 minutes and 32 seconds. For a that likes to talk about how signs and symbols are everywhere, right? I'm going to show you something and you tell me what you see, okay? You tell me what you see, because what I saw was a whole bunch of demonic symbols being tossed up, okay? This is the man, the myth, the legend himself, who says everything out there in the music industry is demonic, while indulging in the same music industry and genre that's demonic. Here we go. Watch his hands, please. Did y'all catch it? You caught it? Watch again. Aren't those devil horns? Aren't those devil horns? Is that not the Baphomet civic signal that he's throwing up there? He is so filled with God that he can't tell when he's doing something so stupid in his video. And you know what you're gonna come back and say? Oh, it was just, it was a thing. I ain't just because my hand go up. You moron. You blasphemous fool. What you are is a party demon, and you love indulging in the things of the world, and you want to brand it as God, the same as Brandon. Same as Brandon. Both y'all lie on God and want to participate in the same crap that the world's got because you like it. You love that stuff. It's what gets you the money, and what gets you that grift has to keep going. That has to keep going. And they're leading tons of people straight to the pits of hell, and they're applauding and laughing at these people. And the fools that follow them without any discernment applaud them as men of God. And then want others to call you brother. You ain't no brother. You're not no brother. You're a devil worshiper, bro. You're a Satanist. I'll be the one to say it. Anybody else want to tell it to your face, but you're a Satanist. You worship the devil. Both you, Marcus, and this tubby piece of crap, Brandon. Both of y'all follow Satan. If you can tell me that God lies, then you're following Satan. You know who else said God lied? Satan did. And not in so many words. Remember? Did God really say? Did God really say that? Did God say? This look. This stuff is not just unsettling. It's not just unsettling. We are talking about souls that are going to be on the brink of hell because of these people. That is a travesty and a half. You are talking about males, purposefully, directly, and intentionally leading people to the gates of hell in the name of God. Talking about you bringing the gospel. This is dangerous stuff. It is very dangerous stuff. The unfortunate thing is not going to stop. There are going to be more and more and more and more of them. It said that much. There will be more. And they will lead many astray. That much we know for sure will happen. We know for a fact that'll happen. Never heard of them. And because it was spoken of in God's word that there will be a great falling away, I think you can see in real time who the ones are that are causing the great falling away. You can see it in real time who they are. And the reason people like myself and others call them out is to hopefully, maybe perhaps wake a few up out of that stupor. But they may never come out of it. And I have to be okay with that. They may never. They may choose to stay there. And if that, then so be it. They can't say they didn't hear, they can't say they weren't warned, and they can't say they didn't know. The only thing they can say is that, well, I did this to myself. That's all they can say. One knows that a plague is coming, he ain't telling nobody. One knows about specific dates, he ain't telling nobody. One telling you the temple is going to be built, he ain't telling you when. One of them saying that God has ordained this, then ordained this, and ordained that, then come back and apologize for the ordaining of God's word and what happened when God said it. Anyway, I'm just winding down, Richie. Just winding down. Terrence, look, it is beyond worldly. Okay? Beyond worldly. It is way past that now. It's satanic. It is satanic. Let's just call a spade a spade. It is satanic. There is no awe, no reverence of God anymore in their world. They can just willy-nilly tell you something that God just randomly walks up to them in the broader daylight and just talks and chats to them in random statements and then tells them, well, maybe this might be happening. And if you do it, okay. If you don't, oh, well. God now is running out of time. God is just, he's not slack concerning his promises, but he's running out of time. He knows the beginning from the end, but he's running out of time. Man don't even know when he coming back, but he running out of time. But he wants you to stay hungry. Here's my advice to you. Okay, this is just, it's biblical advice, but it's just advice until you take it. It's twofold. Choose you this day who you're going to serve. Pick. That's one. Two. For all that you're worth, read the book yourself. And when I say read, I don't mean go in with your own expectations. Park yourself long enough to read what it says, not what you want it to say, not what you thought it said, not what you heard it said, not what you might think it will say, what it actually says. If you take those two things, trust and believe me, people like Marcus and people like Brandon will not take your ear. God set this stuff up so that you can just talk to him, read his word. Your answers are in the word. You got a question, he can direct you straight to a portion where it answers all your questions. It is not rocket science. I don't know how else to explain this to people. no man teach you. If anyone comes to you with a different gospel, let him be accursed. It's in right there. Black, white, and red. If you want to say it like that, it's in there. These people are preaching a different gospel. In fact, they're preaching a whole different God. It ain't even the God. It's a God, but it's not God. They are pushing a whole different thing. And you have to read to understand the difference of what they're saying versus who he is. Who God is doesn't change. Who God is does not flounder. And he's not going to give you a word for people without you being able to tell it. Jeremiah found us out the hard way. Your word is shut up in me like a fire in my bones. I can't keep it in. It's going to have to come out. But yet and still, Brent is probably wasting time trying to pass through all that fat. It can't get out. You're going to sit on the word of God. It's so important and so timely that you have the opportunity to sit on it and not tell nobody nothing. Meanwhile, souls are perishing, and you know the time is coming, and it's soon, but you ain't giving no dates. And you have it. Everything's God ordained, but you repent for it. God told you, but he was wrong. God told you to do it, but I shouldn't have acted on it. I should have stayed in my lane. He told you to do it, but you should have stayed in your lane. So in other words, you're okaying the disobedience of God. In other words, you're fine. You are fine with being like Adam and Eve. Who are you following when you do like Adam and Eve? The devil. So who is your daddy? The devil. Logic. Logic. In any case, I'll be back Monday. And yes, I did hear what Creflo Dollar and TD Jakes. The TD Jakes one is an older video. It's about a year old now, where he said that Adam was Eve's mother. And I heard Creflo saying that the Holy Spirit's a female. We've covered those two idiots before. And I told people when Creflo came up with his so-called apology that he was going to come back with something even more blasphemous. And sure enough, he did. And this is the same. Now, mind you, this is the same TD Jakes that monkey Marcus Rogers is apologizing on behalf of because he's a man of God. Right? That same fool is apologizing to TD Jakes for calling him TD Fakes while he's out here calling Adam a hermaphrodite. You going to defend that too, Marky? You got a thing for hermaphrodites, do you? You into the tranny thing? You're going to apologize for that too, right? Because he's a man of God. He's saying the right stuff. Stupid idiot. Even more people are coming forward accusing TD Jakes of more stuff now. More grooming tactics. More homosexual activities. But he's the man of God, according to Marcus. You got to apologize to him. He's a bishop. People ordained by God, right? He's ordained by God. Notice he ain't touching that one with a 10-foot pole. He's still holding out for that TD Jakes money. Right? You still holding out for that TD Jakes money. You hoping and hoping against all odds that they gonna just send you that cash. You're looking for that payday. You talk about Creflo, but you ain't gonna talk about TD. TD is off the table. You can't talk to TD. You ain't want to talk about TD. Leave TD alone. Leave TD alone. Don't be talking about no TD Jakes. TD Jakes is a man of God. You want to know how bad his derangement and love for TD Jakes, which tells me he probably got boogered by TD Jakes. Hear me out. 12 days ago, he made a video about Passion Java, right? He says Passion Java is leading a full-blown cult while trying to implement TD Jakes. This clown is so delusional, he doesn't even realize that TD Jakes prayed over both Passion Java and the other fool and called them men of God. Your God prayed over them. But you ain't going to talk about him. No, you can't talk about TD. You can't talk about TD because TD probably already bent you over for some money. TD probably done got you already. If he ain't bent you over physically, he's already bent you over emotionally. He's already done that. But you won't talk about him. You keeping his name out of your mouth. You Will Smith and that. Keep TD Jakes' name out your mouth. You ain't going to talk about TD. Because you're still looking for that TD money. You're just looking to get swallowed up. This is why you cannot listen to these people. They refuse to see the error of their ways because they planned it. It's planned. It's on purpose. They have a goal to get what they want out of you and out of the people that they promote. They have a goal. And once they get that goal, I guarantee you, watch when they get what they want, everything changes. Y'all can call what I say a bit too much and too far. I don't care. I don't care if you think I'm too rough and too harsh and too graphic. Talk to them about how they speak. Why don't you say they're too graphic by lying on God's name? Talk about that. All you defenders of them, come talk to me about how they lie on God and how you have no problem with them lying on God. Tell me why you have no problem with them lying on God, but you got a problem with me calling them out. How are you so comfortable listening to these fools lie on God and tell you that they are lying on God, and you follow them like a little clown, like a little puppy dog? Tell me why, like they got you on some kind of leash. Why are you so comfortable hanging around the liars and the people that tell you God say something and God said this and God said that, and you know full well God didn't say that? You can easily see a contradiction in his word. Tell me why you listen to them. Why you defend them. But you got a problem with people calling a spade a spade. Well, I will tell you this. There's a reason why none of them will address me directly. There is a direct reason why they don't. And I'm not calling the other channels soft. That's not what I'm saying. The other channels don't go where I go. It's not a good or a bad thing. K-Dub is a very well-mannered young man. I appreciate that about him. Corey ain't gonna go certain places that I will go. Revealing Truth ain't gonna go to places I will go. They won't say the stuff I will say. They'll mention the truth and they'll say it very, palpable. And you need that because there are some people that don't hear the way I speak. They just won't listen to it. There are some that need to be shaken out, though. You know that, like I said, there are people like Peter, there's a John the Baptist, there's Stephen, there's James, there's John. There's a whole plethora of disciples that spoke very differently. Very, very differently. Stephen would have laced you up. Peter would have laced you up. John would have just talked nicely to you. Paul would be both. He'd lace you and kind of talk nice to you. John, very subtle. There are tons of them that would just blaze you, though. Consider me one of the loudmouths, if that's what you want to do. But I absolutely will not sit by and just treat them as though they're just a little bit off. This is more than a little bit off. Lying on God is more than a little bit off. Blasphemy against God is more than a little bit off. Using God as a money-making tool is more than a little bit off. And I'm not just going to sit here and act like I could just talk. No. It's not going to be here, which is why they won't mention me, and which is also why they won't talk about it, because they know what's going to happen after they do that. They're going to open a massive can of worms if they do that. Oh, they know they can't do that. They all know that. It's not me being braggadocious or nothing. I just know these males are weak. They're sissies. They're not going to say nothing. And if they do say something, it's going to be like in passing without mentioning the name. I'm not going to say who it is. I'm not going to say the check, because you can't. You don't want me going in, because you got not a leg to stand on. Not a single leg. And I don't need you to mention me. In fact, it would be smarter for you to shut up. It would be smart for you to move on along and let me do what I'm doing. The instant you mention me, it's over for you. I'm telling you now, it'd be over for you. Your whole grift will be gone. Your entire grift is gone. To the people that want to defend them, please, all I ask you is to stop and read what God actually says. Stop listening to the liars. All they want from you is your money and your attention. They're mentioned in the Bible. They're mentioned in the Bible, folks. They are mentioned in the Bible. I'll find it for you so you can see it. This is what it says in 2 Timothy. Having a form of godliness but denying its power, turn away from such people. They are the kind who worm their way into households and captivate vulnerable women who are weighed down with sins and led astray by various passions, who are always learning but never come to the knowledge of truth. That's those people. Those are the Marcus Rogers and the Brandon Biggs and the Creflo Dollars and the TD Jakes and the Joel Osteens, all these morons that go in and they talk nice and smooth, syrupy words to people, all in an effort to have you follow them, not God, follow them. While lying to you about God, lying on God, and not following him at all. They're mentioned in the very book that they tell you they're preaching about. They're mentioned in there as the ones to avoid. That's the crazy part. In the book that they say they follow, they are mentioned as people who should not be listened to. In the very definition of the people that they are, like this whole preacher thing, in the definition and the criteria, they don't fit it, but they want to be it. But they're called. They don't even fit the model that's in the book they follow. And they want you to believe that God put them there. That's crazy to me. That is crazy to me. in any case, I'll see you guys on Monday. If you know of people that follow these people, do not be afraid to say what you need to say. Do not be afraid to say what you have to say, especially when it comes right out of his word. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of it. Don't be afraid of the backlash. Don't be afraid of what they view you like. Don't be afraid to say it. You're only repeating what your father said, so repeat it. Let them shut you down all they want. Let them block you, but say it. They will never be able to say they didn't know or didn't hear it from hundreds of people. You never know who might read what you said and be like, wow, I've been following this clown for too long. I need to shape up. I need to stop. God might use you to get that word in front of somebody. They might have missed every other sign, but your sign might be the one to drag them right back out of there. So keep speaking. Keep going at them. Don't let it just be a few people on YouTube. You do what you got to do. You see something blasphemous, you call it out. You see some heretic, call him out. You see something completely antithetical to the book, call them out. Call them what they are. Don't be afraid. Call them what they are. Let them be butthurt all they want. Let them crash and burn. It's okay. Speak. Speak. Scrolling at the bottom, you know what to do. We'll catch you guys on Monday. Wisdom calls to you from the streets, so please, please, please find wisdom. Peace.
Hold tight the dreams, for if dreams die, rely on yourself.